Hello and surprise everyone. It is me, Gary Ryan, for the Fed League Flash on YouTube on a Tuesday. And because right now, facing some back issues, so I'm out of commission for a while with work. So here we go. I got some time to do this now. All right, I'm going to go through some player signings today. I figured it would be easier to do this than just postings one by one on Facebook because, as I expected, after camp completed, there's a lot of signings coming through, and for me to go one by one on Facebook, typing it all out, would just be too much. So, which reminder, if you haven't looked there yet, I am on Facebook, the Fed League Flash. Look for me there, follow me, try and keep you up to date as much as possible. So, all right, so here we go. Excuse me. All right, Port Huron signed 4 out of the big free agent camp. Okay, and now these are all rookies, true rookies, no Fed experience. Um, you're going to see a lot of that from all the teams this year. There's going to be a lot of changeover. It kind of looks like, as far before I get into the Port Huron signings, it kind of looks like the early indications are a lot of players that you saw in the Fed last year are going to move up to the SP. A lot of players that were in the SP last year are going to go to Europe, or maybe they get an opportunity in the ECHL. Um, there's and this is the way minor league hockey is supposed to work: is that you turn pro, you work at your craft, and you move up. That's how it should work. So, when we get to October 13th, there's going to be a lot of unfamiliar faces on a lot of clubs, except maybe Elmira. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Port Huron. So the 4 that they signed today. First is goaltender Alexander Tadeo. He played in the Senior Elite Hockey League, or the LHSE, up there in Quebec. Last piece of information I had, it didn't have a lot of details on stats, but he did post a 3.78 goals against average in 17 contests with his team up there, Cuisine Action. A lot of corporate sponsorships going on that affects the name of the team up that way. So that, and then the LNAH. All right, they also signed defenseman Matthew Brown, not to be confused with Matt Brown, who was in Watertown last year. This is a different Matthew Brown. This Matthew Brown comes from the University of Alabama, who he played in the College Hockey Federation. 62 games played, posted 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points. Other defensive men is Kenyon Carta. He comes from the University of Victoria, which is up there in Travis Ridgen's area. And in 8 games played, 2 assists posted. He also played in some juniors before going to the University of Victoria. And then forward Rocco Bonafini. That's an Italian name. Played for last recorded Kenmore East High School. That was back in the 17-18 season. He hasn't been playing in any organized league, at least any that's recognized in any of the traditional hockey databases. So he's returning to action and trying out for the Prowlers. All right, on we go to the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Yeah, I made these cute little things. I know it's small. Maybe you can blow it up a little bit and see it a little better. But anyway, Baton Rouge Zydeco, they signed forward Jacob May. His last action was in the 2019-20 season in the GMHL. We're seeing a lot of players come out of the GMHL, Greater Metro Hockey League up in Ontario. 28 games played, scored 13 goals, 29 assists, 42 points. That was with his time with the South Muskoka Shield. So that's his big jump to pro. And we have another player this time coming out of the MIHL, the Michigan Independent Hockey League. And I'm really glad to see some players coming out of there. This is Braden Harbison, defenseman. Played with the Blue Water Stars, played 5 games before that. He played 3 years with Robert Morris University, which is an ACHA school, for 3 years. And it's good to see these guys come out of the MIHL. I was not even introduced to this league really until this last year. Thank you, Matt Torgerson. A lot of guys who are ready to make the jump to pro, they often play in the MIHL or other junior leagues like this. And it's a semi-pro situation. So then they're ready to make the jump. So it's good to see somebody else coming out of the MIHL. Elmira. Now we go to Elmira. Now, highlighted in red because this is a name some of you are familiar with. Has Fed experience. It is Jim Jensen coming back. The 39-year-old defenseman said, I'm ready to go another round. Now, I did not realize until I dug into his stats that he played for the New Jersey Outlaws in the FHL's second season. Team won the championship that year. Didn't realize he had been around that long, but yep. Last year played with the Elmira Mammoth and registered a goal and 2 assists in 15 games. And so he is making the return back to the Queen City. Also joining him is forward Daniel Triunfo, who spent the last 3 years playing at William Patterson University and putting up decent numbers there in 62 games played at William Pat. 13 goals, 22 assists, 35 points. All right, then we move on to the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And we have another red name. So you know what that means? That means we have a Fed veteran. Well, we can't say veteran, but he's been around. Played portions of the last 2 years with the Delaware Thunder, and that's Andrei Ivanov. Good steady presence on the blue line. He can chip in every now and then. He's gotten 2 goals and 9 assists, 11 total points in 42 total games played in the Fed. Blue Ridge also signed forward James Perry. He comes from Becker College, which is Division III, and had 3 goals in 32 games played. His coach, who will be his coach this year, Wojtek Zemlika, he was one of the people that was helping to conduct the camp. So Zemlika obviously liked what he saw with Perry, said, hey, why don't you come play for me? So we'll see how things work out for Mr. Perry. And finally, we have Jeremy Schwartz, who comes in, another player from the MIHL, played last year with the Gaylord Snow and played very well. In just 16 games, registered 17 goals and 18 assists. So he's more than 2 points per game. So Jeremy Schwartz looking to make the jump to the pro level. And we'll see how all of these individuals do as they go through their continued off-season workouts. And when the team camps convene in September, they'll be there. We'll see how they do. The other note, or news of note, I guess we could say, comes from Danbury. They have announced that they have a new director of communications, play-by-play guy. That is Doug Latuka, and he recently graduated from Syracuse University. He is replacing Chris Lynch. Those of you who watched the hat-tricks last year know that Chris Lynch did the primary play-by-play and Jim Cerny did the color. Apparently, Chris Lynch is moving on to other opportunities, and so Gatuka will be serving as the play-by-play guy. I am assuming, I have not heard otherwise, but I am assuming that Jim Cerny is still going to be part of the broadcasting team. until I hear otherwise, I'll just believe that. So that's the change up there in Hat Trick Land. And so good luck to Doug Latuca. Look forward to hearing his call as the season starts in October. And we will see how things go there. All right, so that is it. That is the transactions for today, Tuesday. As far as I know, I'll plan on doing another video tomorrow because I can. So, yeah, keep watch for that. All right, it'll be later on in the day. I want to give an opportunity for all the transactions through the day to come through, and then we'll go through it, break it down a little bit, and we'll give you a little background on each person, and just like I did here. All right, thank you again so much for watching. Appreciate it. Remember, I'm here on YouTube, here on Facebook, Fed League Flash. Thursdays, we're going to do our usual Thursday podcast on Spotify. Go to Spotify, download the free app if you don't have it. It's free to use, free to download. It's free, it's free, it's free. And a lot of great programs there. So, keep watch on there. All right, so thank you so much again for your support. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.